It's worse when we're talking about or hearing speculation about you fighting somebody that literally fights 3 weight divisions lower than you.
Very excited. You know, this is the biggest fight of my career, if it happened, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Him and Crawford?
Yeah.
I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter.
Stephen A. Smith gave a strong warning to Terence Crawford in a live interview. He said he does not like Crawford's fight with Canelo Alvarez and thinks it's a very bad idea. Smith explained that Crawford is much smaller than Canelo
sees
and
this
fights
as a
in a lighter
mismatch
weight class.
that would not end well
he believes
for Crawford.
Crawford is not big enough to take on someone like Canelo and said the size and power difference could be risky. He asked Crawford to think again before going ahead with the fight.
Reaction to the idea of Crawford versus Canelo?
I hate it. I don't like it one bit. I think that Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I think that Canelo is one of those folks. But Canelo is fighting at 168, which means he's walking around heavier.
Former world
He
champion
emphasized
Amir
the size
Khan,
difference and
who
pointed
fought
out that Canelo
in
has faced
2016,
and beaten
gave a
elite-level
serious
super
warning to
middleweights
Terence
and light
Crawford.
heavyweights. From
Khan
a
said
trainer's
he didn't
perspective,
realize how much the weight difference would matter and called Canelo a beast in the ring. He admitted that after facing Canelo, he now understands why weight classes are important.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast. And when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career then as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well, but one thing, sizes, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division, but then again, look bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. I still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better.
Boxing legend Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. didn't hesitate to share his opinion. He said Crawford should not fight Canelo at 168 pounds because he will definitely get knocked out. Chavez respects Crawford's skills, but he believes Canelo is just too strong and powerful at super middleweight. Coming from someone with many years of experience in boxing, this warning is very serious.
The two fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Despite all the warnings, Terence Crawford is still confident. He said he has fought bigger opponents than Canelo before and believes his skills will help him win. Crawford thinks Canelo's main advantage is his size, not his technique. This strong self-belief is part of what makes Crawford special to many fans. He never avoids a challenge and always believes he can win. Still, many experts say that fighting Canelo at 168 pounds could be a totally different and much tougher test.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't disrespect.
Obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
no, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev
We have
was
to respect
older.
the power of
And he
Canelo.
does. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
It's a tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
In a live interview, Stephen A. Smith gave a clear and serious warning.
Smith believes
he said
the
Crawford
size
is
disparity
way
could
too
be
small
dangerous.
to fight
He needs to
Canelo
let it go.
and would have to move up 3 weight classes, a big jump that usually doesn't work out well for the smaller fighter. Even though Smith respects Crawford's skills, he thinks the size difference could be dangerous. He needs to let it go, Smith said directly. He also added that even if Crawford lands clean punches, he might not be able to hurt Canelo.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life, and he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2, trained him for fight Rocky 3, and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Renowned boxing coach Joel Diaz also spoke very directly, saying the idea of Crawford beating Canelo is stupid. He pointed out the big size difference between the two and reminded everyone that Canelo has already beaten top-level fighters in both the super middleweight and light heavyweight divisions. From a trainer's point of view, Diaz sees this as a mismatch that would likely end badly for Crawford.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. A lot. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Sean Garcia shared similar thoughts, saying that while Crawford is an incredible boxer, Canelo's experience and physical strength make it a nearly impossible challenge for Crawford. No matter how good Crawford is, Canelo is just too big, Garcia explained. Stephen A. Smith, while recognizing Crawford's top-level skills and success at welterweight, raised an important question. Can Crawford even hurt Canelo? Smith suggested that even if Crawford fights well technically, it won't matter if he can't physically affect Canelo. Without enough punching power to make Canelo respect him, Crawford could be walking into a tough and punishing fight. So, interview. Promoter Eddie Hearn also weighed in, calling the matchup a freak fight. While he respects both Crawford and Canelo, he
Terence
warned
Crawford, with that intense gaze of his,
makes the
throws
fight
down
feel
the
more
gauntlet
like
at
a
Gervonta
spectacle than
Tank
a fair
Davis.
competition.
It was pure fireworks.
Hearn believes that
Crawford
even if
didn't
Crawford
waste a breath.
performs well,
He wanted
the public
David
might not give him the credit he deserves because of the obvious size mismatch. Similarly, if Canelo wins, people might just see it as a fight he was always expected to win.
But I think my initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. He says it's a legacy fight. He believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring against anybody else. Fortunately, that's the business of boxing. He's a victim of it, not a villain.
Trainer Robert Garcia offered a different perspective, saying many fans simply don't want to see this fight. He believes the boxing community would rather watch Crawford face someone closer to his size or a top contender at 154 or 160 pounds. Garcia feels that this matchup seems forced and lacks the natural competitiveness that makes great fights truly memorable.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Boxing. Analyst Showbiz the Adult added a chilling perspective. He mentioned hearing the sound and power behind Canelo's punches up close, and simply doesn't think Crawford could handle that level of force. Despite Crawford's skills and toughness, the punch resistance needed at 168 pounds is very different from what Crawford faced at 147 pounds. Showbiz warned that one clean shot from Canelo could change everything.
I want to see Crawford versus Canelo. I think people are going to, oh, that's too much, moving up 2 more weight divisions, 2 more. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think that'll bring that much attention anymore, because I think if you were going out there and destroy this guy, then okay, he can move up and fight against Canelo, but I think it'll be hard for people to buy that, you know, that he could fight somebody like Canelo, because Canelo's just too big. That's 2 weight divisions.
And in a back-and-forth discussion with veteran boxing journalist Dan Rafael, Stephen A. Smith restated his doubts about Crawford winning. However, Rafael argued that Crawford wouldn't take this fight just for the money. He would try to win. That said, even Rafael agreed that it would be a tough challenge for Crawford, and he would need to fight the perfect fight to have a chance.
Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, got Canelo. Yeah. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
Pay the bill. That's why Canelo's good for too.
Check out the projected odds that came out. One of the odds projectors say Canelo is opening up as the favorite, -130. Crawford is +100. That's damn near 50-50. Another one says Canelo Alvarez is the favorite, -185. Crawford is the underdog, only +55. Let me tell you something. If those are the odds on my bookie come day one, I'm max betting Canelo Alvarez. I could give a damn. If y'all mean to tell me that y'all think it's 50-50, I'ma empty my account on Canelo Alvarez. I don't have to bet KO, none of that shit. If y'all think it's that close, I'ma empty my account. $30,000, I can give a shit. I'm about to come up. I was gonna bet on Crawford thinking he'd be the huge underdog. Y'all got it that narrow?
Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch also criticized the matchup, saying it wouldn't be a good fight. Froch believes the size and strength gap between Crawford and Canelo is just too large, and that Crawford won't be able to compete effectively against someone of Canelo's physical stature. Froch warned that fans hoping for an epic showdown might end up disappointed.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez
has a historically great chin. Now, I go back way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember, Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was like, I don't know, 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage. Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
Regardless of all the criticism and concerns, Terence Crawford still wants the fight. Many
Terence
fans
Crawford,
support
with
him,
that intense
drawn
gaze
by
of his,
desire for
throws down the
greatness and
gauntlet at
challenge.
Gervonta Tank
Crawford
Davis.
has always dared
It was
to
pure
take on tough
fireworks.
fights.
Crawford
and this
didn't
one
waste
could
a
cement
breath.
his legacy if he somehow manages to pull off the impossible. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario that has captivated boxing fans around the world.
Las Vegas. Now that is a fight that I'm expecting to be very good. I think it's going to be tough for Crawford. He's not big enough, I don't think. He's just not got that size. Don't get me wrong, he'll stack some pounds on and he'll grow. He's obviously bigger than his fight weight, but Canelo Alvarez has been up at light heavyweight. I know he's been up at light heavyweight. He beat Kovalev, and then he's dropped back down now to super middle because he's probably not big enough for light heavyweight. Lost to Bivol, and he's probably realised actually that's probably a step too far. But Terence Crawford, was he 147 pound, one of the best to do it in the business. But to come up, we know what it's like when people come up from welterweight and try and succeed a couple of weight divisions above their weight. It's tough, it's difficult.
The heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua had a more hopeful view. He recognized the size difference, but said the most important thing is who wants it more. In his opinion, if Crawford is motivated, focused, and trains properly, he could still surprise people. Crawford has something to prove, and that drive could push him to perform better than expected.
I just feel if Terence Crawford's going to have a fight again, and I look at the options on the table, there's no one he wants to fight 154 pounds. There isn't. He doesn't want to fight Fundora. He's not going to fight Virgil Ortiz. He's not going to fight Boychuk. These aren't sexy names. These are just not names that even gets out for a jog for. The only name he wants to fight is Canelo. So for me, I feel like I'm more closer to Crawford fighting than Crawford not fighting. And if Crawford's going to fight, then it has to be Canelo. But look, we'll see. That's a dream one for me. I think I said that on my wish list for 2025. I said Crawford, Canelo. I think all the others will come true. I just want this one to come true. It's a crazy fight. There's almost too much weight between the two, but I agree. Hey, this is boxing.